Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. It's me again. I'm Jeremy De Leon, your hugot babe. So kung bago lang po kayo sa channel ko, please don't forget to click subscribe and click notification bell para po updated po kayo sa ating mga video. So for today's video guys, share ko lang po kung paano how to really move on. So guys, ito medyo mahaba-haba. Sana po ay tapusin nyo po yung ating video kasi po marami po kayong matututunan about sa pag-move on. So guys, let's start! Step lang guys. 3 step para maka-move on tayo ng tuluyan. Unang step guys, heal the pain. Pangalawa, make a decision. And pangatlo, self-worth. So guys, alamin po natin kung ano-ano nga ba ang mga dapat gawin para magawa natin at ma-achieve natin itong tatlong to. Para totally makamove on tayo sa nakaraan natin. Or sa past natin, sa mga taong nanakit sa atin, iniwan tayo. So let's start guys. Part of the reason why people have a difficult time deciding whether to move on or to go back to the relationship is because they don't know the true meaning of self-worth. Diba guys? Nasa number 3 siya. Self-worth. How to really move on. Alam mo na yon, yung totoong move on guys ha. Now, if I'm gonna ask you that specific question is very basic answer. And tell everybody who asks for an advice na just forgive. Alam mo yon, kalimutan mo na lang siya. Sipin mo na lang na patay na siya. Mga ganong klaseng bagay, pero here's the thing. It's like actually a very big advice kasi pag sinabi mo sa tao, paano ka mag-move on? Kalimutan mo na siya. Parang sinabi mo sa kanya na sumakay ka ng train papuntang Ortigas to Cubao. Example lang yun guys ha. Pero hindi mo alam yung specific kung paano ka sumakay ng train. Nangyari sa akin yan guys eh. Diba? Ang hirap kaya nung ganon, yung sasabihan ka lang na ganito gawin mo, pumunta ka doon tapos ganyan, tapos ako naman hindi ko alam kung paano ko sisimulan, 'di ba? Kasi nga wala akong alam eh, 'di ba? Hindi mo sinabi sa akin kung ano dapat talagang gawin. Parang ganun lang kadali. Pero hindi mo alam yung specific kung paano ka sumakay ng train, 'di ba? You're just giving the micro advice, pero most of the time people has a difficult finding the way on how to forget and how to forgive. Kaya nga hindi siya naka-move on eh. Kasi hindi niya alam paano mag-forgive at hindi niya din alam kung paano mag-forget. 'Di ba? So what is the right way if ever na ikaw na tao na broken hearted? Iniwan ng taong mahal mo and you wanted to move on. Yun din, isa din yon, acceptance. Ang dali kasing sabihin na you have to accept the fact of what happened to you. Pero, tulad nga ng analogy ko kanina, it's just like telling to someone paano ka nakapunta from point A to point B. Excuse me. So, sumakay ka ng sasakyan. It's a micro level of advice, pero not everybody know the specific of how to do it. An advice of acceptance is actually a micro advice which is very difficult to follow kasi hindi mo alam kung paano ka pupunta doon. If ever somebody is already at specific level, then everybody would be able to do it easily, pero hindi po ganun kadali guys eh. Here's the thing, how to really actually move on. Paano ka ba talaga mag-move on? Well, I think first of all, i-accept mo yung pagkakataon na nasaktan ka. Dapat you have to forget. Just don't stay on that specific place. Find That's the right way of moving on. Pero, that's already on the later part. Kasi nga, that's step 10 out of 50. So, you have to first start somewhere. At the very beginning. So, ano po yun? The first step of moving on is to actually heal the pain. Tulad ng sinabi ko sa unang part ng ating heal the pain. 'Di ba? Remember guys, the only way for you to remove the pain is to go through it. There's no other way guys. If you're saying to yourself na ililibang ko na lang yung sarili ko, I would just go on and spend time with my family, with my friend, just fine. It alleviates the pain for the moment. Pero, you're just treating the symptoms and not the sickness. Kasi nga, bottom line, is pag uuwi ka ng bahay, mag-isa ka sa kwarto, it will always go back to you. The pain, the memories, the suffering, and the happy moments. So, the only way for you to remove the pain is to go through it. Accept the fact that it's finished. And accept the fact it's painful. That's just how it is. So, ganito kasi yan guys. You can tell your heart, your mind, and your soul to be okay. It's just like telling a physical wound, uy, gumaling ka na. Pwede bang ganun guys? Of course not. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Hindi mangyayari yun eh. A physical wound is gonna heal by itself, depending on your capacity, depending on your capability as an individual. Kasi may mga taong mabilis gumaling. May mga taong hindi mabilis gumaling. Pero bottom line is the body has a natural process of healing. Physically, yung mga sugat ha. So, same as true with the wound in the heart. But, one way for you not to heal first is to delay the healing process by not facing the fact that everything is over. Okay lang umiyak. Okay lang sumigaw. Okay lang kahit anong gawin mo, ayos lang yun. Any outlet that you wanted to do. And there's no shame of crying over a person that hurt you kasi that's one way for you to actually remove the healing feeling, diba? The heavy feeling. The more you go through the pain, the more you're able to put it out there. Tapos, yung tinatago mo lang sa loob mo. So, that's one way. Heal the pain. And don't be scared. There's no really true way for you to go over it. But, to accept the fact that is painful and you have to go through that. Now, after that, when you feel the pain, ito, just a disclaimer guys ha, it doesn't necessarily mean na that if you feel the pain, you have to destroy your life. Diba? Of course not. There's a fine line. You don't have to allow yourself na maapektuhan yung work mo, yung relationship mo sa iba, or anything beyond what you have. Kasi that relationship already destroyed you. Please, do yourself a favor. Don't allow that specific reason to destroy a relationship as well. So, when you feel the pain, just have to be you and you contain that feeling of pain just inside of you. Never allow that to spread outward. Your work, personal life, your family, your friend. So, you can tell them. But it should not be okay that at the cost of that relationship. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing, okay na. Feel ko na yung pain and I already felt the pain. And it's already 2 months, 3 months, hindi ko pa rin siya makalimutan. Well, everybody has their own process. It doesn't necessarily mean na naka-move on ka na before sa dati mong jowa ng 1 buwan is 1 month na palagi guys. Hindi po ganon. Pag magka-break up ka sa jowa mo, it's not like that. Depending on the gravity of the relationship. So, depending on how special the relationship, wasn't fine. Diba guys? Kasi depende po yan. Iba-iba naman po ang nagiging relasyon natin. Iba-ibang experience yan, diba? So, second thing, after you go through pain, make a decision. Make a decision sa number 2 natin, guys. Anong decision? So, you have to make a decision that if you want to pursue the relationship or you have to let it go. I understand that, oo nga, nag-break na nga kami. In regardless of what happened with the breakup. You only have two options. Either you decide to go back to that person or move on. It's just both part of the reason why it's very difficult to move on is because half of the time you have break. Umaga pa lang gusto mo makipagbalikan. Pagkahapon ayaw mo na. Tapos after mo nakita yung post niya sa Facebook, gusto mo na makipagbalikan ulit. Tapos, yung nakita mo na may kasama siyang iba, ayaw mo na ulit. Alam mo yun? Diba ang gulo? So, and it's just like opening your wand. Alam mo yun, may sugat ka, tapos may band-aid. May band-aid, guys. Tapos, binubuksan-buksan mo. Ganon yun nangyayari. So, you never gonna heal right away. Hindi ka po makaka-move on ng ganun, guys. Kung ganun yung gagawin mo. Kung ganun ang gagawin mo, you're never gonna be able to move on. It's that would be gonna do. So, second step is, you have to decide either you want to continue or you don't want to continue. Meron dalawang branches yan eh. If ever you decided to continue with the relationship, or either you make a mad to that person, kahit nakasalanan niya, or I don't know if that person trying to get back to you. Well and diba guys? So, well and good. So, it's easier for you if that's the case, never allow that person or break up to hand you on the future things that you will have as a couple. Kasi kung pinatawad mo siya, halimbawa guys, nag-cheat yung partner mo tapos pinatawad mo siya. But that is the cause of everything that you will have moving forward. Like, saan ka pumunta? Ganto, ganyan, nagiging nagger ka na. There is no point of forgiving that person in that mistakes in the first place. Kasi, you forgive ganun talaga guys, pag nagpapatawad tayo, i-accept na lang natin, diba? So, diba guys, ganito yan. That person in that mistakes in the first place, kasi you forgive So, you know that he made the mistakes. Diba? Alam mo, nagkamali siya And you make the decision. Gumawa ka ng desisyon to forgive. So, when you forgive, you mean that you have to move on. Move on na, pass na, nagpatawad ka na. So, that's like a solid decision that if you forgive, go straight. Wala nang balikan. Hindi mo na pwedeng ibalik-balik kasi there's no point of going back to that relationship if babalik-balikan mo pa din yun. Diba? So, that's one thing. If you decided to go back, okay na, I move on. And I don't want she or he did it to me. Too much. So, I can actually accept it. Pero, nasasaktan lang ako ngayon. Well, a decision, that is enough. Once you make a decision, it has to be final. And then, that's the start of going the third step. So, after you made a decision of moving forward, then, that's the time to focus on yourself. So, third step na po tayo guys. Karamihan sa mga pagkakataon on why people are not able to move on easily is because they made their partner their world so much. Ginagawa nila yung mundo nila, yung partner nila. Yung tipong wala na silang time sa sarili nila dahil nakatuon na yung attention nila dun sa taong mahal nila. Yung tipong, yung sarili nila, di na nila napapansin, napapabayaan na nila, di ba? So, that when that partner moves or, for example, nawala yung partner mo, nawalan sila ng mundo. Para ka nawalan ng mundo, guys. Pag nawala yung partner mo, di ba? Kasi ginawa mo silang mundo eh. Paano ka makakamove on agad-agad? Kasi kasalanan mo naman, di ba? Kasi nga, nag-focus ka dun sa taong mahal mo, hindi mo pinukusan yung sarili mo. Diba? Hindi mo binigyan ng pansin yung sarili mo dahil yung attention mo, nakuha niya na lahat. Nakuha niya na lahat, diba? So, they don't have the pattern of their own. Wala silang lakad ng sarili nila. They don't have their own friends. Alam mo yun? So, I think after making the decision to move on, and it's now time to focus on yourself. So, why would you focus on yourself? Third step, because you deserve it. You owe yourself this time. So, ano ibig mong sabihin if you want me to focus on myself? So, focus on yourself. Tamper yourself. Paganda ka, just like me, di ba? Not to the expense that nagpapaganda ka because you want someone to replace that person. No. Again, you're treating a symptom, not a problem. Someone look at you at may ipapalit ka sa, or you dress up nicely for you to feel better, not for you to have someone look at you. At may ipapalit ka sa bagong jowa mo. Either you do that, either focusing to your career, or spending time with yourself means also to focus on the friends that you lost along the way because of the relationship. Nakalimutan mo na yung may mga kaibigan ka pala. Diba? Kasi nga, nakatuon yung attention mo dun sa taong mahal mo, guys eh. Actually, nangyayari naman po talaga yan eh. Yung mga kaibigan natin, nakakalimutan natin kapag may tao na tayong mahal, diba? Well, of course, you have to find a way activities, learn new skill, learn new hobby. That basically would take time outside your own busy schedule. At the same time, it propels you to the next level. Yung mga ganong klaseng activities should be propelling you to the next level. Para it's like heading to burn in one step. Gusto mong mag-vlogging? First of vlogging. Kung gusto mong yung pagkanta, go ahead. Kumanta ka anytime, 'di ba? Kung gusto mong horseback ride pag mayaman ka, why not, 'di ba? Kung nahirap ka naman, kabayo na lang o kalabaw na lang. 'Di ba ganoon, guys? So, libangin niyo lang po yung mga sarili niyo, guys. So, pero that's the thing that you have to focus on yourself by finding activities that to propel you to the next level. Kasi nga, if you don't find activities, magmumukmo ka lang sa kwarto mo, and I don't mind, it's a devil playground, diba? Kasi minsan pagka nasa kwarto lang tayo, broken hearted na tayo, or kung ano-anong pumapasok sa isip natin, diba? So, hindi natin mahisisi yung mga sarili natin kung ganun yung gagawin natin. So, after that, what you gonna do? So, after you focus on yourself, pagkatapos mo mag-focus sa sarili mo, definitely you will find a way on how to realize your self-worth. Diba? And I think most of the time, part of the reason why people have a difficult time moving forward and have a difficult time deciding whether to move on, to go back to the relationship, is because they don't know the true meaning of self-worth. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng self-worth? If you know your value, you will not allow someone to treat you the way you're not supposed to be treated. Diba? If you are a 16 karat gold, example guys 16 karat gold ka, would you allow someone to give you 20 pesos for it? Of course not. Because you know yourself, you know you're a valuable individual, and you don't allow yourself to be treated the way you're not supposed to be treated. Self-worth. Value yourself, and one thing for sure, if you know what you bring to the table, you'll never be afraid to eat alone. If you have that kind of mindset, moving on would be easy, but sadly most of us are not like that. And you're not supposed to feel bad if you're not at the level. Kasi nga, everybody has their own scope eh. Hindi lahat pinanganak na malakas agad. But it's better to know this step other than being lost and doesn't know what to do. Alam mo yon, at least alam mo kung ano ang mga dapat mong gawin versus not really knowing anything at all. So, self-worth. Realize that after realizing your self-worth, giving yourself a time to be alone. Anong ibig mong sabihin or anong ibig kong sabihin? Kasi most of us are too excited to jump into a different relationship just to prove your ex na kaya ko siyang palitan anytime. Anytime. When you're freaking lonely most of the time, yung healing process hindi pa natatapos. You again jump into another relationship. So, what happened is another relationship is panakip butas lang yun. Diba? Ang sakit, guys. Magiging panakip butas lang po yung susunod yung karelasyon kung gagawin nyo pa agad yun nang hindi pa kayo totally nakaka-move on. Diba? So, just for you not to feel the pain. Just for you not to feel alone. Most of us are with someone enter into a relationship not because you have or you love that person. Diba? It's because we're afraid to be alone. So, have that time to actually find way to be alone first. Fine. Pwede kang mag-char-char dyan. Diba? Mag-char-char ka lang muna dyan. Makipag-date ka kung gusto mo. So, pwede kang mag-date, but never enter into a relationship right away. Let yourself heal full. Kung ikaw na injured ka sa basketball, example guys, kung ikaw na injured ka sa basketball, siguro nabalian ka ng tuhod or na-sprain yung tuhod mo. Ganon. You have to let your knee go through its healing process. Hindi pwedeng nilagyan mo lang ng ice ngayon, tapos hinilit mo lang kagabi, kinabukasan ilalaro mo na agad. Diba? Then, that's the recipe for the disaster. Because the next injury that you will have will be a situation where hindi mo na magagamit yung knee mo. Because, naglaro ka without having the right healing process, without actually waiting the healing process. That's the reason why the people are so broken. Why? Because they don't allow themselves to heal and they jump into another relationship. And what happened goes on and then dun, nagkakaroon ng trust issue ang isang babae o ang isang lalaki. So, if I were you, always have the courtesy in you. Open to yourself to heal first before jumping into another relationship. It's not because you want to prove something to her or to him. And don't mind other people na if they tell you that nasigil for a long time after the breakup because hindi ka makakahanap ng iba. No. It's not like that. Giving your time yourself away for you to heal. And that process, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't go out. You don't date, but you allowed yourself to heal first. Like playing in the basketball, don't play on actual game. Pwede ka mag-shoot dyan sa gilid, pwede ka mag-dribble. So, you can date. You can see someone, pero it's not an actual relationship. You have to practice and exercise yourself first. Just like the knee. When your knee is fully healed, your heart is fully healed, that's the time you can now play again. Maybe this time you're gonna win. Next process of healing is to actually allow yourself to be selfish in order for you to be selfless. Hindi mo kasi kayang ibigay ng wala ka eh, di ba? So, kung wala kang pagmamahal sa sarili mo, kung broken ka, you can never help someone or you can never give someone of value. Hindi mo siya kayang tulungang tumakbo yung taong yun kung ikaw mismo hindi ka marunong tumakbo, 'di ba? So you have to be strong first. For you to be strong for someone else, kailangan mo magkaroon para meron kang maibigay. Okay, after that, what happens sa next, 'di ba? Most of us are, when it comes to relationship, usually is looking for the right one. Take note guys. Take note guys ha. For the term looking for the right one, naghahanap. Kasi isa din sa dahilan kung bakit tayo hinihiwalayan ng taong mahal na mahal natin at gustong-gusto natin is because we are so focused on finding the right one. That when we find the right one, is that person gonna like us? But of course, yung taong gusto mo, mataas ang standard or mataas ang standard mo. If you actually find the right one, then you were able to somehow treat that person into liking you back. It's not gonna last, especially if hindi mo ginawa yung tamang healing process, which is finding yourself or finding your self-worth, finding your own value and healing fully. Kasi yung right one na yon is on a level wherein he is okay. Kasi he is fine. He is mentally fine. Tapos, pag nakipag-relationship siya sa'yo, since we're broken, individual, selosa ka, marami kang ganto ganyan, hindi ka pa mentally stable, hindi ka pa financially okay. So, that person will actually find ways on not to be with you anywhere or anymore. Or basically, that person, especially kung yung tao na gusto mo is really an ideal person, is gonna find his own. He's gonna find his own worth. Gonna realize that it's not worth my time and effort, and that is you. So, what's the trick? It's not a trick, it's like an advice. Do not find the right one. Instead, focus on the right person for someone. Be the right person, investing yourself sa sarili mo, katao mo, sa skills mo, on how you communicate, on how you deliver a message, on how you dress yourself. It's not just physically, internally din dapat, 'di ba? Internally din dapat. Have to be prepared, have to be okay, so that when that time come, that person walk in front of you, and try grab the opportunity of meeting that person, you're ready, diba? That person will act that thing that you are the right person for him or for her, because you prepared. You wouldn't waste time thinking and your energy into the finding parts instead of finding focus on yourself. Focus on your individuality. Diba? Nabubulol pa ako, guys. Focus on your intellect. May pusa sa bubong. Ni-istorbo ako. So, yon. And once you find yourself the right person of you, realize that I'm the person who buried the luck. If you were able to find a way to actually realize your own worth, your own potential, dun mo na marirealize yung worth mo eh. Dun mo na marirealize na you are individual who's not gonna be fucked with. Kasi alam mo na yung value mo, and that person, syempre, nakahanap ka na ng jowa. 'Di ba? And that person know who's your value so much that he is not gonna do anything that would offend or break your heart, because that person see you as the right person for him. Because you focus on that. You focus on being the right person for someone instead of looking for the right one. So, in return, if you're lucky, you'll find your forever. Diba? Isipin mo yan, guys. From moving on, finding your forever. So, yun, guys. Pasensya na po kung medyo nabubulol ako, guys, kasi talaga maikli lang, hindi lang ako. So, yun, maraming salamat po sa pagtapos ng ating video. Sana po marami po kayong natutunan. And, abangan nyo po palagi ang mga bago nating upload na video kasi marami pa po kayong matututunan. So, I'm starting pa lang po and I hope na na-entertain po kayo sa ating mga story. So, maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta sa akin channel. And sa mga bago lang po, once again, don't forget to subscribe and click notification bell para po updated po kayo sa ating mga video. Supportahan nyo po ako, guys. By the way, guys, I'm single mom. I'm your hugot babe, Jeremy De Leon. Maraming salamat po, guys. See you on my next vlogging. Maraming salamat. Bye, guys!